Hi, it's Emma Holmes from The Launch Queen, and today we're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about the emotional roller coaster of running a business. We're going to talk about the emotional roller coaster of stepping outside your comfort zone. We're going to talk the emotional roller coaster of launching, because being in business is hard sometimes, and at other times it's ecstatically enjoyable. It's amazing. It's fantastic. The world could not be a better place. And let me just reassure you, before we take even a step further, that is perfectly normal. It is perfectly normal to be up and down and have days and weeks and months that are just awesome, and then suddenly something will happen and it'll be time to step up. It'll be time to step outside your comfort zone. Something might be said or done that might affect you, and then you just lose the mojo. The mojo goes missing, and it happens to everybody from time to time. And sometimes the mojo disappears without any explanation whatsoever. It just does one, as my little boy would say. It's just done one, mummy. And it's just disappeared. And it's sometimes quite difficult to think straight during the times of joyous ecstaticness and gloom and doom and mojo missing. So what you need to remember is that, one, it's perfectly normal. Two, when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, when you are taking things that one step further, when you are stepping up in a big way, that is always going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the more that it becomes your new norm. That uncomfortable feeling becomes your new comfortable feeling, because you've done it. You've stepped up. You've faced your fear, whatever that might be. And often for a lot of my launchettes, they fear video. They fear face-to-camera videos. They fear what people will think of them, what people will say about them. They fear doing things live. They fear that nobody will buy what they've got to offer. And these are emotions that we go through every single day in my groups. You know, they're things that people feel on a regular basis. And not everybody feels it at the same time, obviously. But there are, you know, most days somebody has a little bit of a launch wobble. And that's what I call them. I call them the launch wobbles. And they happen to everyone. And I can guarantee you that. You know, even the most prolific marketeers out there who are launching massive big products will have launch wobbles at times. And the way to deal with launch wobbles, and the way that I deal with them in my groups, is we often have a launch wobble amnesty. And what you do is you write down and you tell, if you want to, if you've got a mastermind group or if you've got an accountability partner, you tell them what that wobble is. What are you feeling right now? What is it that is concerning you right at this moment? What are you wobbling about? What is it that's set you off on that wobble? And whether it's a truth or whether it's a big fat lie. Because often, you know, what we're feeding ourselves and the doubt that we're putting in our head, it's often that it is just a big fat lie. And we're just telling ourselves a story. We're just telling ourselves a story that isn't right. Another great way of dealing with these things is EFT. And the fantastic Sarah from Tapping Into Money Girl does some fantastic EFT, some tapping. And I know that might sound very, very woo-woo, but check her out on Facebook. I think she's www.facebook.com/tappingintomoneygirl. She's also got a website, tappingintomoneygirl.com. Another great person to go and look at if you're having money blocks and if you're frightened about stepping up to the next earning level is Denise Duffield Thomas, and her Facebook page is Denise Duffield Thomas, and you can also find her at luckybitch.com. And she's got 2 great books as well, which are great to read if you suffer from blocks in this way. But you've got to make sure that you spend the time and you take the time to allow yourself to feel this way sometimes. Sometimes it will just take time. It is just stretching that comfort zone. It is just moving up to that next level. And it is just because you haven't done that before, whatever that thing might be. It might be that you just haven't experienced that before and you're a little bit frightened, and that's perfectly natural. whether you're a business owner or whether you go back to days when you were employed, when you had to do something that you hadn't done before, sometimes you felt a little bit nervous. And I get that nervous feeling just in my top of my stomach when I feel a little bit nervous. And that is normal. It's natural. It's there to protect you. And you'll stretch that comfort zone out ever so slightly every time that you do something new. Every time that you take that extra step, you're going to stretch that comfort zone a little bit more and a little bit more. And when we talk about money, particularly when, we've had a discussion with my launchettes about making targets for income and looking at numbers and starting to think about what they want to earn. And absolutely, every single year, I've got a financial target for the year. And that's made up then of every single month I've got a financial target. It sits on a post-it note beside my desk. And it's there for me to look at every day. My financial target is there for me to look at every single day. And usually as we enter the month, I have about 60% of my financial target is guaranteed, because that's from installment payments for people that are on my programs, and it's from my retainer contract work that I do as a business manager. So those things are already secured. About 60% of my income is usually already secured for the month, but I strive to get that extra 40%. That extra 40% is there for me as a goal. It's there for me and it looks at me every day, and I strive to achieve that. And one of the launchettes said to me that she could put targets in place, but she can't feel those targets. She feels like they're pie in the sky. She feels like she's just writing down silly numbers. She feels like she will never, ever be able to achieve those targets. And if you feel like that, if you're not aligned with your financial targets, then it is really difficult to push through and to achieve them. And what I've said to her is, I've said, look at your business. Look at how your business is set up. Look at the products, programs and services that you're going to be offering your clients. Look at the whole business and look at putting together a little spreadsheet that you can put the different things that you offer into, and then work out how many of each of those things you have to sell in order to achieve your targets. And once you start looking at it in that way, it becomes less scary and it becomes more tangible. So for example, if you wanted to earn an extra £1,000 and you had a £10 product, you had a £100 product, you had a £1,000 product, then you know that you only have to sell one of the £1,000 products to make that extra £1,000. You know that you only have to sell 5 of the £200 products to make that extra £1,000. You only have to sell 10 of the £100 products to make that extra £1,000. It's a numbers game, and it's about looking at how you can do it so that you can align yourself with that being achievable, rather than just popping a pie in the sky number onto a piece of paper and going, never going to be able to do that. I don't even think that that's possible. I don't think I will ever achieve that, because that won't align you with that goal and it won't allow you to strive for it. So if you are feeling that way, then break it down. Break down what you need to achieve. Break down what you need to achieve. So if we're looking at the emotional roller coaster of running a business, of what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, then some of it is wobbles. Some of it is truth or lie work. Some of it is you having to sit down and go, actually, am I just telling myself fibs here? Am I standing in my own way? Am I talking myself out of it? Am I blocking my own path? Is what I'm telling myself a truth, or is it a lie? Because if it's a lie, you can just get rid of it. If it's the truth, then you can start and look at ways that you can manage and deal with that. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is always going to be scary, okay? But scary will become your new norm. So embrace it, embrace the emotions, embrace the adrenaline, embrace the excitement and anguish, I suppose, to some degree, and know that next time it's going to be easier. Next time, that task is going to be much, much easier. If you're blocked from a money perspective and you feel like you've hit a plateau, you've hit a ceiling, that you've got money blocks, that you just don't see a way of making money, then from the woo-woo perspective, as some people would call it, I would suggest you go over and check out Tapping Into Money Girl and Denise Duffield Thomas at luckybitch.com, and also start to break those goals down into more achievable, bite-sized, reality-based number of products you need to sell spreadsheet, so that you can actually see what needs to happen for you to make those goals, because then they will become more tangible, then they will become more real, then you can start actually looking at how you can go about hitting those targets. So don't let the wobbles and the roller coaster get in your way. It is perfectly normal. And, you know, you take that excitement with the terror, and it will be all right in the end. I promise. I promise it'll all be all right in the end. You can get through those things, and you can start to see how you can step up and change your business. So enjoy it. Enjoy running your business. Do it with a smile on your face as much as you possibly can. But it's normal to have wobbly days. It's normal to have days when the mojo just disappears. It's normal to have days where you just think, I just can't. Whatever it is, I just can't. But, you know, sometimes you just need to take a step back. You just need to take a step back and work out what it is that's blocking you. So have a great day. Bye for now.